Beneath the sprawling spires and bustling streets of Eldermoor, where sunlight rarely reaches, the air hangs heavy with forgotten prayers and unspoken sins. Deep beneath the city's roots sprawled the ancient catacombs, twisting, suffocating warrens stained with shadow and decay. It was here that Balgrin Ironheart wandered, a dwarf once a beacon of unwavering faith, now a flicker of fractured devotion and desperate survival. Balgrin's warhammer hung heavily at his side, but even its familiar weight failed to steady him as he shuffled through the crumbling corridors. Each step echoed against stone carved by hands long dead, a hollow sound swallowed quickly by the oppressive silence. His once vibrant chainmail was dulled by grime, his beard tangled with dust and the residue of forgotten tears. He traced the sigils of Moradin etched deep into the walls, but they offered no comfort, no answers. The hammer of the forge god felt like a relic from a life long gone. For Balgrin's faith had been shattered, splintered beneath the merciless claws of loss. Once, he had stood as a stalwart cleric of Moradin, champion of the lost and protector of kin. But the gods are cruel and capricious, their silence a deafening void. A plague swept through Eldermoor, and no prayers, no rites, no divine intervention could halt the tide of death. More than just his people perished. His wife and child were taken in the merciless night while Balgrin prayed in vain at the temple altar. When at last he cried out to Moradin, he received not mercy, but a curse. The forgotten deity, eclipsed by newer and brighter pantheons, had marked him, a brand of divine rejection scarring Balgrin's very soul. His healing blessings twisted into bursts of agonizing pain, and hungry shadows danced at the edges of his sight. Faith, once his steadfast shield, had become his relentless torment. Balgrin's companions, a ragtag band of lost souls, had descended into the catacombs seeking answers, or perhaps only survival. There was Myra, the steadfast half-elf ranger, whose keen eyes and steady bow kept death at bay. Thaddeus, the brooding human warlock, his pact as tortured as Balgrin's spirit. And Sister Althea, a human monk driven by the fire of redemption, her unwavering hope often clashing with Balgrin's deep cynicism. Faith, Balgrin muttered beneath cracked lips, voice hoarse with doubt. Is it the light that guides us, or the shadow that blinds? Their mission was simple, to rescue innocents trapped miles beneath the city following a recent collapse. But as they ventured deeper, the darkness gnawed at their resolve. Thaddeus's eldritch whispers stirred haunting visions. Myra's arrows struck at unseen threats, and Althea's prayers flickered like fragile flames against the abyss. Then came the impossible choice. Deep within the labyrinth, they found the frightened souls, huddled in a dead-end chamber, hope as fragile as Balgrin's own will. But their escape was barred by an ancient altar, sealed by runes echoing the voice of the forgotten god who had cursed Balgrin. To break the seal demanded a terrible sacrifice, Balgrin's own life force, a fragment of the pain and doubt he bore. The altar promised freedom for the innocent, but threatened to consume the last remnants of Balgrin himself. To save the innocents meant risking his essence, losing what little humanity remained. Or to abandon them meant clinging to a fading self, forsaking those in desperate need. His hands trembled over the eldritch runes, the crushing weight of choice nearly breaking him. Am I to be martyr or monster? He whispered. Sister Althea's voice pierced the silence, firm yet aching. There is no shame in sacrifice for others, Balgrin, but how can we demand your soul as the price for salvation? Myra's steady gaze shone with urgent determination. They're counting on us. You taught me to believe in more than just survival. Don't let this darkness consume everything. Thaddeus, ever enigmatic, added, sometimes the gods stay silent because the answer lies within us. What will you choose when the world claws for your surrender? Memories clawed at Balgrin, the laughter of his child, his wife's gentle touch, sacred hymns now drowned by sorrow. His heart thundered like a war drum as he stepped forward, hands raised to the altar. In that brutal moment, Balgrin confronted not just the altar's cruel demand, but the abyss within himself, a chasm forged by grief, doubt, and a faint glimmer of hope. "If my soul is the price, so be it," he vowed. "For those who cannot save themselves, I will stand." A brilliant surge of light burst from the altar, burning away shadow and sealing a passage to freedom. The innocents wept, clutching their salvation. Balgrin staggered, the curse's venom coursing anew through his veins. Yet amidst the agony, a fragile calm settled, a tiny ember of redemption glowing against the dark. As he sank to his knees, those words echoed in his mind. Faith is not the absence of doubt, but the courage to face it. And so, beneath Eldermoor's ancient bones, the tortured cleric found a sliver of salvation. Not from the gods above, but from the sacrifice forged deep within his scarred heart. If you could stand at the edge of despair, forced to choose between saving others and saving yourself, what would you do? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you've braved the darkness alongside Balgrin today, don't forget to subscribe and join us for more tales from the tavern table. Your story is waiting.